Happy full moon in Pisces. Today is the day of the exact full moon. And in Pisces, that means we have an opening to listening to our heart's wisdom, connecting with that bigger spiritual picture where we transcend the limitations that ordinary life places on us. So it's an opportunity to connect with that bigger picture, listen to our hearts, and tune in with what our souls need on that bigger picture level. I'm Marina Ormes, here with your Astro Vibe for Wednesday, August 30th. And today, the moon starts out the day in Aquarius, then goes into Pisces, where it obviously comes to its fully illuminated phase. And this particular moon cycle began with the new moon in Leo on August 16th. So that new moon in Leo gives a tone, a quality, a theme to this moon cycle. And the theme is, if you've been following me, you know this, it is about creativity and self-expression. So we're exploring who we are, what it means to be ourselves, to live according to our truth, to share our gifts, our wisdom, our experience, and to shine our light in the world. So that is sort of the bigger picture of the theme for this moon cycle. And then we have this full moon in Pisces that brings in this spiritual perspective. And so what it's reminding us of as the moon is illuminated, it's reflecting something back to us. It is reminding us that our hearts know who we are, what we need, what it's all about, why we're here. And we get, it's interesting because it's like, we can anchor ourselves with the everyday, right? The challenges, the everyday worries and concerns of everyday, day-to-day life and the physical world. And that also, so it helps us get unlost in a way when we're connected with that ordinary everyday existence, because it gives us a clarity about who we are and what to do, right? Like I'm worried about this, so I'm going to do that. It's kind of like it makes sense. And then you remember that in that bigger picture, you can actually get lost or off track from where your spirit really needs you to be. And so there's a process of unlosing yourself, I guess, that needs to happen from time to time. And the Pisces moon reminds us of that, and that we need to connect with that bigger picture, to listen to our hearts, to pay attention to what our spirits and souls need. And so it's like remembering the big why, like, why are you doing this stuff that you're doing day to day? Like, what's important about it? Other than just the obvious, you need to pay the bills, or you need to, make sure things don't fall apart. But that bigger picture, and it's really like, it's these intangible things like love, because of the people that you love in your life, and that experience of getting to do life with them, or if they've passed, you get to be the representative here on earth for them. And it's all about love, and it's all about how love is shared, is flowing, is there to hold you up. And so grief is love, right? When we lose someone, we feel that intensity of, we call it grief, but really what it is it's the unleashing of that love that's been held in a physical form for so long. And then when it gets released, we feel it in such huge huge ways. And that's what grief is. It's the movement of that love that has been released from its container. So that love is still there. That love that you have for the person or the pet or whatever you've lost is still there, and that it gets to be part of you. There's a process where you integrate what's been lost, and it becomes, you get to embody yourself in different ways, and embody what you've lost in different ways, or who you've lost by being on earth as their representative, in a sense. Not that you're necessarily the only one, because they might have other representatives, other people they loved as well, but you get to be one of those, that team that represents the people you love. And for the people who are still here that you love, it's about how you get to have that feeling of connection, of caring for another person, of the fact that we're in this together, those kinds of things. And so these are the bigger pictures of the heart. That is what this full moon is reminding us of. So you might be feeling some of these things, right? Some of these big feelings of the flow of love, of sadness, of compassion, of caring, of loss. All those could be there. And what that's doing is it's really, if if getting yourself into your ordinary everyday life is a way of having clarity or making things make sense, but it can also, sometimes it can also get you off track of where you need to be. So there's this point where you need that reminder to get unlost to get unlost by kind of letting yourself step back from the everyday worries and concerns that we tend to get all absorbed in. So how do you do that? And it's a couple of things I want to point out, share with you, offer as tips, are that just to pay attention to the different ways that things feel in your body. So when you're in your mind a lot, you tend to be like, there's this kind of stress that can happen. You tend to want more and more solutions, right? Your brain is trying to figure it out, problem solving, and you get more and more sort of like up here in your mind. And the opposite is the heart, the energy of the heart. And that's why taking a deep breath can bring you down into your body. So if you can bring your focus, your awareness down into your body, starting with coming from your mind down into your heart, you slow down. That's the first thing that happens, is you slow your energy down. And that process helps you be in your heart, which helps you get unlost. So it might take a few times of taking that deep breath, of slowing down, of letting yourself, maybe you just need to take a nap, right? Slowing down, getting away from whatever's stressing you out, and having that slowing, deepening of your breath that can help you remember that heart space and what really is important, and why you're doing all of this, and maybe some of the things that you're doing that you don't need to be doing, or that you could do differently. So you can access some of those heart answers, some of that heart wisdom, when you slow down and bring your focus, your awareness into your heart. So that's a great thing to do with this Pisces full moon. And I want to say too, that because the full moon is conjunct or next to Saturn, there's a feeling of challenge around this full moon. So in other words, there's an effort needed to remind yourself to come into your heart's wisdom. And so you might find that you're getting off course, and you have to consciously, intentionally, purposefully bring yourself back to check in with your heart, with your soul, with your spirit, and ask, what is it I'm needing here? What is it my heart is trying to tell me? How can I listen with my heart instead of trying to solve problems with my mind? And so there's a slowing down. and noticing that place where you have to remember. And that's the Saturn energy is just makes us have to work for it. So it's not handed to us, it's not given to us. Saturn is energy that we earn. And so there's an action needed, a steering of the wheel, so to speak, right? Taking the wheel and steering your life back on course of where it needs to be through the process of listening to your heart's wisdom. And that Saturn energy can bring challenges or maybe reminders of things that are hard, or losses that you might have to feel, or let remember that flow of love is there, and noticing how it is showing up for you. So how is the flow of love showing up for you? What is it asking you to do? How is it inviting you to surrender into that flow of trusting that where you are is exactly where you need to be, of allowing the universe to carry you and to hold you, and to just to go through that moment of consciously, purposefully choosing not to fight it, not to try to control it, especially not with your mind. So getting from your mind down into your heart is such a clear invitation of this Pisces full moon. And for more on today's Pisces full moon, check out my video from Sunday, August 27th, where I shared more about the details of this full moon and the context, how it's supporting our process of self-expression, creativity. And also on Sunday, August 27th, Mars went from Virgo into Libra. So we now have that energy of Mars, the planet of action, of warrior energy, of courage, now in Libra, which is asking us to consciously, through our actions, bring about balance, restore balance, right? Bring things back into balance, bring about peace in ways that things might have gotten off balance. So that might mean you need to speak your truth. It might mean you need to listen more deeply to someone else's perspective, right? Wherever balance is needed to be restored. So that's the Mars in Libra energy. And Sunday's video will give you more of a deeper dive into that. That was August 27th. Thank you so much for being here. I so hope that you enjoy and bask in the light of this Pisces full moon, and remember to connect with your heart and tune in with that bigger picture of truth, because we are all in this together, and we can trust that flow of love, and we can allow ourselves to be conduits for that love by listening to the wisdom of our hearts and what it is needing us to remember at this time. All right, I'm Marina Ormes. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button now. And thank you for your support. All your likes, comments, and shares, telling a friend, all of that helps to spread the word, and how astrology can be here for us in our unshakable self-care. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time.